Go. Hey! Hello, everybody. This is the next St. Stephen Spotlight, and today we have the Conaways, Chuck and Joan. And the first question we have for Chuck and Joan is, how have you been? It was about mid-March when we stopped meeting together and everything locked down. How have you been since all of this has started?
We've been terrific.
Yes,
There's only one thing that we've been frustrated with.
Uh-oh.
One thing. This is a real frustration. We had a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, and we lost the last piece.
Oh, no.
Couldn't find it anywhere.
It was a panoramic view of Lake Louise. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was all
Where's Lake
blue.
Louise?
It's in Canada.
Okay. So were you the first people to own this puzzle, or was it from somebody else?
Yes. We were it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And here, 3 weeks later, we found the missing piece in the package of fabric where I was making face masks on the same table.
It was like in your shirt or something and then fell out into it or something.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
Was the rest of the puzzle still ready and you just went and put the last piece in?
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, had to see it done.
So I think so much of life right now feels like a puzzle where we're missing the last piece, because we're all sort of waiting for, like, you know, what schools will do, or what maybe St. Stephen will be able to do, like when the news will come that things are getting better. That's a great analogy for all of life. It feels like all of us.
It is.
Yes, so you've given a pretty analogy there. So what's the most hopeful thing? The worst thing you've experienced is a puzzle with a missing piece. What's the most hopeful thing you've experienced?
Getting back to church for our church family.
Coming in the door,
St. Stephen,
having a seat in the church.
That's our family.
Hearing a sermon there.
Did it feel safe when did you feel like it felt like you were well taken care of when you were here and safe?
It was very safe.
Yes.
Good.
Very safe.
Okay. If it isn't, it's okay to tell us, because
No.
Okay.
It was very safe.
Because Chuck's compromised with his knee, and so we've been very, very cautious. So we were one of the first ones to sign up, and I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, safety, I've kind of been, I don't know, maybe over the top with being as safe as possible, because I don't want people to feel pressured or guilty and then come here and be exposed to anything. So we've been really over the top. So I'm glad that you found it safe. Have you been in touch with any other folks from St. Stephen that you can update us on?
Actually, quite a few. The Dieters we've been in touch with.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bob, I'm sorry too, but I hope he doesn't see this.
No, he might. The Dieters,
he
you'll
might.
remember, the Dieters were the very first spotlight. So
Right.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, he calls me a couple times a week and he says, I'm supposed to call the old folks and see how they're doing. So I hear from him often. We've also had an opportunity to visit with him at distancing. We've seen, of course, the Hendersons, Doug and Sherry, and John and Chris Lawrence, and Carolyn Lutz, and of course Jim Erickson and also Gary and Barb Miller.
Wow, you've seen a lot of people, and you've also seen the Pams, Jack and Betty Pam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they may not like that I'm revealing it this way, but Jack and Betty have plans to move soon. So we're all kind of scrambling to stay in touch with them and say goodbye.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
And Jack and Betty, I don't know the date. They've been members of St. Stephen for a very long time. I would call them a sort of cornerstone couple of St.
I agree with that.
Yes.
So they will be very missed. They are moving to move closer to their family.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that was a long list of people. We will try to add all those folks to the prayer list, and the two of you this upcoming week. We do that every week.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a couple more I'd like you to add to the prayer list.
Okay, tell me.
And that's my son, Scott, and his wife, Jen. They're moving from Raleigh, North Carolina. He's taking a new job in San Francisco.
Ooh.
A major, major change in their lives.
I bet.
Taking 3 large rescue dogs and a rescue cat. So they have to find a place to live. So they're confronted with lots of challenges.
Yeah.
And the other one I'd like you to keep on the prayer list is Tiffany, Chuck's daughter.
Okay.
She is living with MS and has to face those challenges and complications on a daily basis. And what, Chuck?
Oh, she's had a problem. She's had some cancer, which, as far as we know, it's been taken care of too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that the prayer list this week will be completely occupied. That's
Too long.
Yeah.
People will see all these. Now, could you remind me and the people that are watching this, how long you've been in the area, how long you've come to St. Stephen, been members of St. Stephen?
Well, I will do it first if it's okay. I've probably been there about 22 years roughly, give or take a year or two. I don't remember the exact date. I've lived in this area all my life, really, Kent Stowe area, basically. So, you know, but 22 years I've been at least a member of the church.
So that'd be like the late 90s, give or take. And that was
Yes.
Probably around when Pastor Luoma was here.
Yes, Pastor Loma was here then.
Okay. And Joan, you've
And
been...
I've been a member since 1980.
Ooh, we are going back a little further. So the two of
Yeah.
you have had sort of, a little bit different experiences because one of you came in at one time and one came in another. What do you all think are the strengths of St. Stephen? What is it that you think that we've done well, or what is it that you appreciate about St. Stephen?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things is we have a very strong congregation. The people that belong to this church are beyond any other church I've ever belonged to. I felt welcome from the day I walked in the door the first time and gave it a trial. Mm-hmm. That's in the back of in the time when Joy was there and the visitation thing was happening. Mm-hmm. So I've been very happy with it. And I would also like to say that we've had very good ministers, including you, which I feel is a great strength to the church. Don't do that now. Yeah. We're being very honest here.
People are going to think that I'm paying people to give all these plugs on these spotlights. I'm really not.
No,
this is no plug.
This is no plug.
You are an asset to our church. And it's been amazing to watch you grow as a person. When COVID came in, all I could see on your face was the furrow in your brow. And I thought, oh, he's so laden. He's so worried. Our church is falling apart and he doesn't know how to keep it together. But you have worked at it. You've done lots of things. You've tried lots of things and they're working. And people appreciate what you have done.
Well, I think the thing there, though, is when you talked about what a strong community St. Stephen is, the truth is, and I have to remind myself of this, it isn't about me holding it together. You all take such good care of each other that it kind of holds itself together. And sometimes I need to stop being quite so furrowed and have a little bit more fun with it.
But I see a smile on your face now and I love it.
Good.
That was the first thing I noticed on our first day back to church, was you smiling up there on the altar. I thought, oh yes, this is good.
It wasn't the normal thing, but it's a step. It was a safe step in the right direction. So
yes.
Now this one's a hard question. This is a harder one. What would you like to see us do better as a congregation? That's a hard question.
I think everybody's ideas that have been on so far have been great. I think we need to expand Lydia's pantry.
Okay.
And possibly a meal a week for community people. We've got the kitchen for it. I don't know that they would ever attempt to do that, but it would be a huge undertaking. But I think that could be something different.
In the future, of course, not right now, but it has to be in the future.
Good, because I'm not a good cook.
Oh, Chuck is. He'll cook.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I'll cook.
I have talked to the church in Silver Lake does have a community meal, and they use the food bank like our pantry does. And I have spoken to them some about how they do that and what they do to prepare. And I wouldn't say that it's around the corner anytime soon, but that is a thing that I've had some discussions with some people with at times.
Oh, good.
You know, I think you talked about more sort of outreach or care for the community. And I will say in my time at St. Stephen, which is shorter than both of your times, I think St. Stephen has gotten really good. The pantry has really gotten better and expanded, family promise. And I think we want to continue to grow into doing more and more of that stuff. So,
yeah.
Some hopeful day, we're going to be back in a more regular way, and not just the sort of way you were here. What are some of the things you're looking forward to when we're all together?
Oh, what I've really missed is, you know, I enjoyed the singing choir and the bell choir. Most of all, I've missed having communion every service. That's very important to me, as it is Joan. And the other thing is I enjoyed greeting because I had hands to shake and got hugs and gave hugs to people. I miss all that.
Communion from here on, for the time being, is going to be at every service. So it's bring your own at this point, which means have your own wine or your own bread, or you can just do bread if you don't want to drive down the road with wine. You know, we'll do that at every service here. Singing, that one's going to be a little longer. Although I have had some rumblings of maybe some special music or some recordings of some things starting up. And then and greeting, I have to be honest, I know everybody here really loves the community. I don't know what the future of greeting or handshaking or
I know.
You know, beyond just COVID, that's also you know, I've always worried about it in flu season and in, you know, cold season, and now, you know, this is another thing, and so I don't know what the future of that's going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean
one day at a time.
Right. Yeah. So I don't like to be all about bad news. Normally I would ask you how we can pray for you, but we'll put all the prayer requests that you talked about on the list, your family and your kids and all the people you mentioned. I don't like it to just be all negative news. Like, I don't want to leave people feeling like this is a puzzle with a piece missing. So I always ask people if they have a book they could recommend, or a show, or if they have a joke they'd like to tell, something that lets us go out on a sort of hopeful, positive note here.
Well, I have a silly joke.
Good, that's the best kind.
We were doing lots of jigsaw puzzles. And there's a story about the two sorority girls were so excited. They came running into the bar. It's 21 days. We're so excited. Let's celebrate. Two more girls came in. 21 days. Can you imagine? Let's celebrate. Two more girls came in and says, oh, this is terrific. 21 days. And the bartender says, what's the celebration? Well, we just finished a jigsaw puzzle in 21 days, and the box said 2 to 3 years.
Perfect. And you gave us the theme of jigsaw puzzles, which I don't know if you know this, but they're flying off the shelves because people love doing those during lockdown. And, you know, we talked a little bit about life feeling like it right now, like it's a jigsaw puzzle with a missing piece. But you also showed us that we can laugh at ourselves a little bit.
Right.
Oh, yes.
So thank you. Thanks for being the spotlight today.
Bye, everybody.
And hopefully we'll see you soon. All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.